Here at Helmuth Ford, we are a small town dealership with no hassle and no pressure.
Attention all veterans and guests. The Keokuk County Veterans Affairs Office invites you to join them for a luncheon on Monday, November 11th from 11:30 to 1:30 at the Keokuk County Expo in Sigourney. The Veterans Affairs Office provides assistance to veterans in need. If you have any questions, contact Michelle Herman, the Veterans Affairs Administrator in Keokuk County, at the courthouse in Sigourney, 641-622-2761. The KCED Tailgate $10,000 raffle is this Friday, November 8th at the Carl Craft Civic Center at 701 West 2nd Street in Hedrick. Tickets are $125, which includes 2 admissions. Dinner, drinks, dancing, and more. Doors open at 5:30, dinner at 6, drawing is at 7, entertainment at 8, and it's all over by 11 p.m. Plus, there's bus transportation from Sigourney to Hedrick. It's the KCED Tailgate $10,000 raffle this Friday in Hedrick. Santa!
Ho, ho, ho!
Steve!
I am Steve.
Stocking.
Ooh.
Details are coming soon!
It's perfectly fine to keep your rabbits outside in their hutch for the winter. Hi, I'm Jody Henke. Bunnies don't mind the cold as much as we do, but they will need protection from harsh weather as you're living the country life.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic and from previous shows by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com. We'll return to the show after these messages.
Check out our full lineup of Successful Farming podcasts. The Successful Farming podcast goes in-depth into the topics that affect farmers and ranchers. The 15 Minutes with a Farmer podcast offers a quick conversation between an editor and a farmer. The SF Shorts podcast offers bite-sized interviews about agricultural topics. And the SF Daily podcast covers commodity markets, weather, and the big things happening in agriculture each morning. Search for Successful Farming wherever you download your podcasts.
You've been a godsend to us. We appreciate it more than ever.
Farm Rescue exists to shine a light on farm families during some of their darkest days. Through your generosity, we're able to provide free planting, haying, harvest, and livestock feeding assistance when unexpected injury, illness, or natural disaster strikes. Farm Rescue has assisted over 1,000 families in crisis, a milestone made possible by people like you. Please help us continue our mission with a tax-deductible gift at farmrescue.org today.
As we're bundling up for colder temperatures, your rabbits are wondering what the big deal is. They're hardy critters, and it's fine to leave them outside in their hutches as long as they're protected from rain, snow, and wind. Bob Bennett raises rabbits and has also written several books about them. He says a cozy winter rabbit hutch will be made of wire with a roof, sides, and a cover in the front for when the weather is bad. You might be tempted to put wood shavings or straw on the floor of the hutch for extra protection. But Bennett says bedding is not a good idea.
It gets wet from urine. And then it gets mixed with manure, like a big manure urine pancake, and it freezes to the floor. What happens is the rabbits start sitting on it. Their feet are warmer, and they start to melt it. And when they melt it, you're starting to get foot problems, and they wind up sometimes with sore hocks.
Rabbits need extra food in the winter since they're expending energy to keep warm. Bennett says to handle the bunnies to make sure their body composition is in good shape and not getting too fat or too thin. They also need water, and it can be tricky to keep it from freezing. Bennett says there are several options, including a metal pan with tabs that hook onto the side of the hutch.
A good way to do this is to fill it about halfway up in the morning. Put some warm water in there. It'll soon get cold. It'll freeze. But they can lick some ice until evening when you come and you fill it up the rest of the way. And so then that'll freeze overnight, and then in the morning you can do the same thing.
Rabbits are most comfortable in temperatures around 50 degrees. Keeping them in a shed or barn would be perfect, but don't close them up too tight because they need adequate ventilation. Find more tips for housing rabbits in the wintertime at livingthecountrylife.com. I'll see you in the country.
Living the Country Life. Ideas and inspiration for your place in the country. You can find more information on today's topic, share your tips, and post photos by visiting us online at livingthecountrylife.com.